colleague of my eye surgeon in Patia. And I can make notes on my pictures. I wanted to talk about my recent political rant video. Overwhelmingly positive response, which actually surprised me. But overwhelmingly positive responses, and I really appreciate that. I anticipated some flack. I did. I believe I said that during the video. Good morning, everyone. I'm headed up to Chiang Rai for a follow-up with an eye surgeon, a colleague of my eye surgeon in Patia. They went through medical school together, and she referred me to her, so I didn't have to go back to Patia for this particular follow-up. I brought all my paperwork, but she already has it, but just out of redundancy. So when she's looking at her computer, I can look at my pictures easier. And I can make notes on my pictures. Anyway, that's the plan. So now I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see ahead. Make a little adjustment here without crashing. God, I hate that. Crooked, crooked, crooked. Never did like this mount. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, my eyes are doing good, pretty good today, by the way. I wanted to talk about my recent political rant video. It's going to be a phone mount rant here in a second. Oh my God. Anyway, overwhelmingly positive response, which actually surprised me. I only had, first of all, I had more comments than normal. You know, quite a few, the regulars, you know, the people that generally always comment were commenting. And then there were some extras. And there was only one out of the whole bunch that was, it wasn't negative, it was just in, I'd say, disagreement, maybe. And that's fine. I welcome that. That's the whole idea of talking to each other. Because you may have a differing opinion than me, and next thing you know, I may learn something. And I'm very capable of changing my mind. But overwhelmingly positive responses, and I really appreciate that. I anticipated some flack. I did. I believe I said that during the video. But it's not just happening in the United States. It's happening all over the world. And a cleric from, I forget which country, did an interview, years ago on one of the mainstream media channels, and he said, "We will take over America from within. We are a patient people." And if you look at the world today, take a snapshot of the European Union, the UK, a whole bunch of other European countries, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. It's happening. Slowly but surely. People are gaining citizenship, people are having children, those people are growing up, and those people are running for office. And they're all living in the same voting blocks, the same districts, the same parishes, the same counties. Okay, wherever you're from, you have different names. but it's generally the same idea. Here it would be an AMPO, a district. So when they run for office, they're going to have an overwhelmingly win, heavy breakage. Flashers. Don't hit me, dude. That one snuck up on me. Oh, now we should have people coming up. So, it's happening. This gentleman said, I'm overreacting. Well, I disagree. I don't think I'm overreacting. If anything, I'm underreacting. Because it's very real. There's been a few, Dearborn, Michigan, there was a pretty interesting short documentary on that. And, my friend's daughter lives in Minnesota. And she's seeing that Somali stuff firsthand, because it's in the daily news. But a lot of times, like, I'm jumping all over the map here, like Seattle, they bury it. They don't even, like the drug problem, the homeless problem, the tent cities and stuff like that. I'm not an uncompassionate person. I feel bad for people that are homeless, and I've worked with a number of them. They were homeless because of financial circumstances, and this gentleman would put his boots on every day and go to work, and come back and take a sailor shower, with a bucket of water, and cook on a Coleman stove, but bust his fucking ass. And he worked himself out of a hole. But then there's mental illness and things like that get involved, and that's for another day. But they don't want to put that on the news, how bad things may really be. And the camera's crooked, but we're just going to have to live with it. A bunch of folks going to work there. So anyway, I appreciate the positive comments and support, but I did anticipate some flack. I did. And I'm surprised YouTube didn't pitch a fit, because I was specific. Looks like I got to turn left up here on 131. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say was thanks for the support. Not just for that video, but for supporting the channel, watching. It's just amazing, how you go from nothing to a couple thousand subscribers. It blows me away. Members, it's just I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm surprised that political rant, I called it, got so many people speaking up and in agreement. It's serious. I mean, very, very serious. There's places in Washington State, where I'm from, where the local police will not go. Period. They will not go. They'll let the local Muslim community handle it themselves, Sharia law wise, okay? And one thing I forgot to mention was Persians, okay? There was a major influx of Iranians back in the, I'm not sure if it was the 80s or 90s, but I recall the time. And of course there was a lot of negativity from the western side, okay, saying, oh, are we taking in all these people and blah 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 blah. But these Persians, okay, Persians embrace our country and love it. So like I said during that entire video, I repeated myself, not everyone, okay, is bad. But I stand corrected. I neglected to say Persian. And I know better. But when I'm like right now, I'm trying to not rear end people. People are on their way to work and I'm just yapping into the phone, you know. So, but again, I appreciate everybody's support and comments, either pro or con. I welcome them. Okay, like I said, I've said many times, as long as they don't violate YouTube's policies or offend certain people, it's going to stay up. I'm not gonna hide it, because I believe in freedom of speech. There's only so much I can say without getting in trouble with YouTube. Remember, for a long time, if you said COVID, your video was blocked. People were running scared. Oh God, don't say the C word. But you can say COVID all day long. You can say plandemic, you can say whatever. But this isn't going to be a trend, a political trend, where every day I'm going to start talking politics. No, I just happened to watch a video and it struck me and I felt like talking about it, so I did. But that's what's happening. When I say they, I'm lumping them all together, which isn't the case. They're not all that way. This damn phone. But it's a very slow takeover. I have friends in the UK that are afraid to go out and walk in the early evening. In their own community where they've lived, where they've had like 2 or 3 generations of families living in the same house. And I suppose I should look at my GPS and see which way I'm supposed to turn. 450 meters. There's a car wash up here on the right that I have never been to, and then I've noticed 2 more open up. But that's beside the point. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.